Okay. Joe, would you like to come up? I don't know.
Yeah, you can see I'm dressed in my suit tonight.
At least you threw a tie on.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I guess I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage in one thing, because I wasn't here at the meeting, but I disagree with Mike on one thing based on what Kevin said, and that's that you've made a final decision, because it was my understanding, and again, Kevin's sort of whispering in my ear, is that at the last meeting that we had on this, the minutes, Kevin thinks should reflect that a final decision wasn't made, and that what we had agreed to do was stipulate to, how did you phrase that, Kevin?
Stipulate to it not being a final decision and send it back to the planning commission so that we would preserve our appeal right to district court without starting the toll on the statute of limitations.
Yeah, and then he indicated he stepped out of the meeting and called me and Logan and just got my opinion on that. Said, is that okay? And since I wasn't here, I can't represent one way or the other to you, but that's what we thought the posture was. And the difference on it is this: if you made a final decision, then we had to appeal that decision within a 10 or 15-day period to the district court, which we didn't. If Kevin's correct and you did make a final decision but stipulated to hold it pending the thing, then it preserves our right and we didn't have to. That's the only difference as to why we're trying to make a difference.
Bruce, would you pass that letter back to me?
I've got the mic.
No, you got one.
I know this is probably not the best of working this. That is true. Joe is true in the sense that we did not make it final for the appeal right. We did allow them the opportunity. When I was saying the status review, I was saying that we made a decision to send it back to the planning commission, but we did preserve the appeal right for you. So that is correct.
It does say that, not to be considered a final decision.
Okay.
Appeal on site, so that is correct.
So, and I guess it's a matter of us saying fruit, one of us thinking apples and one thinking oranges, but I don't know. Why don't you go ahead and ask me any specific questions? I mean, the opinion is what the opinion is. I didn't write an opinion to the ombudsman. I'd already expressed my opinion to Michael and the council, and there's only so much you can say on these things, and then someone's got to make a decision, and they have. I've read through it, and I guess the only concerns I have is the sense of what butters want to do eventually in putting a building on that front parcel, as soon as the economics of the situation allows them to do that. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to do it right now in this economy. According to what I was told this morning, with the 1% growth in the economy, we're out of the recession. I don't believe it, but you know, I think that their plans of putting a building on there, and it's, you know, the growth of your city, and it's growing, and you're in a better position than a lot of other places. So I think the plans aren't that far down the road. We don't have anything definite and can't commit it. And I think, as I read the opinion, I don't understand how you can control water runoff by paving it, because that seems to me that the ground absorbs more than it. But you've got your safety issues and your concerns that you want to have. We have a non-conforming use. We are subject to reasonable regulation on that. I acknowledge that. It takes a sense of where common sense then interjects with what your city goals are, and sort of trying to get a win-win situation for both parties. We are hesitant to spend $60,000 to $70,000 to pave the front of that, to then eventually tear it up and have it, you know, undone, which is why we wanted to control it with more of a gravel front for the time being until we can put it there. But the other part that just strikes me is if you do it on an equal protection basis, then you apply it to butters, then there's a whole lot of other places in the city that are gonna have to have it be enforced equally too. And I haven't gone through a list of them, and it's not a threat. I mean, it's like, you can apply ordinances unequally, but it just seems to me that it's bad public policy to go ahead and do that. And unless you've got some specific questions, I'll be happy to try and address them.
Do we have any, council?
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Joe, appreciate it. You have a comment, Bruce?
I don't know of any other gravel parking lot we have next to the street. I don't know, what are you talking about?
Yeah, we'll have to,
I can't think of just any.
just food for thought, yeah.
I'm wondering, Mayor, if I could maybe respond to that. I have more of a court background, and I know, and so we always want to have our last say, but I think some of what Joe was saying was a little bit about what we were arguing about on March. And I think is why I asked this council to take the position to deny this. I don't think we can get into a position as a council to start looking at the economics of our ordinances and start saying, look, because of the economic problems or whatever, we can give you an opportunity or look away from our ordinances. It's pretty well, or it's pretty clear that we require hard surface parking. And we can't have people come in and make this economic argument and say, look, you should look away on our case because we may in the future build some kind of other type of building or something like that, and therefore give us a period of time to not comply with our ordinance. And I think that was kind of, I think that's at the crux of the battle here a little bit of my position as the city attorney and what both Kevin Butters and Joe have been trying to propose and somewhat to the planning commission is just that, look, we're in this flux, therefore give us some time to kind of figure it out. And I think what I'm saying is that, you know, equal protection on the flip side is that we've got to apply our ordinances to those people that we know are breaking them. And I would say to Joe or to anybody, if there are other parking lots where individuals are parking on surfaces that contradict our ordinances, let us know, and we would go through the same process that we're going through in this case to bring them into compliance. So,
Can I just address that, Michael? You can stand there.
yeah.
What I understand, all these non-conforming uses, they get to stay where they're at until we have some triggering event. And the triggering event in this case is we want to improve the driveway. That's the new construction. And as soon as we start that new construction, it triggers the application of your ordinances to the non-conforming use. So I mean, the solution out there is not to do the new construction and leave it the way it is, and then we don't have it. We would prefer not to do that. I mean, there is an option out here. We just don't trigger your ordinance by the construction. It's not the site plan that triggers the ordinance. So I mean, and I'm not trying to be obstreperous in that case. It's just that, I mean, we do have an option, and it's just we just don't do the construction and leave it the way it is.
Well, and obviously we could battle all night on this, so I'll just leave it with what I've said.
Okay, thanks, Mike, thanks, Joe. Okay, council? Let's see, council.
I think bottom line in terms of this is, yes, we have to look at what our ordinance currently is and who are we representing here. We have heard extensively from our constituents up and down that roadway in terms of the health and safety issues that they face on a daily basis. And I think it is to them that we owe some allegiance and some help and support. And I think we need to go forward as we previously indicated that we would.
Okay,
I agree.
we entertain a motion to send this back to the planning commission with the Tom Busman's opinion then.